Okay.
Today, I have got a really interesting guest. I'm taking you on a journey, not only a journey of cricket, but a journey right across the world. We're going to the South Atlantic and we're going to St Helena to talk to the team manager of St Helena Cricket, Derek.Richards. Derek, good to see you. Welcome along to 98 Not Out.
Yeah, thanks, Darren. Thanks for having me.
We'll forgive the fact you're wearing an Arsenal shirt. I'll gloss over that for the moment.
And it's a great week for the Arsenal fans. So yes, I had to do it.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I mean, beating Real Madrid is something that any football club would be proud about. So let's
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
inform our viewers and listeners about St Helena. So to start off with, there's two things you need to know about St Helena. One, it's the final resting place of Napoleon Bonaparte after he was exiled. And secondly, it's down in the South Atlantic. It's not the Falklands. It's over towards Africa. It's part of the group that includes Tristan da Cunha and others. And it's fairly remote. I think it's possibly the most remote British territory that is in existence. Is that right, Derek?
Yeah, well, most of it is. We are in the South Atlantic. We're a tiny speck in the ocean. We're midway between Africa and South America. So we're like 1,200 miles from the coast of Angola and 1,800 miles from Brazil. We are a group of three islands: Ascension, St Helena, and Tristan da Cunha. But Tristan da Cunha is the most isolated British overseas territory. Yeah.
And as I've been talking a lot on this program about how cricket is played everywhere, people just assume it's in the big countries, but St Helena has a cricket team. You are the team manager. How long have they been playing cricket down there?
So we've been playing cricket for the past 125 years, basically. We started back early 1900, and at the time it was just made up of British expatriate workers who were on the island working at the time. So they started the cricket tournament, and then it turned into a cricket league. And then about 20 years ago, we got affiliated to the ICC. So we're a member of the ICC. I myself, personally, I'm the president of St Helena Cricket. But because it's just a tiny island, one team, which we take compete internationally, I'm also the team manager. We don't have a resident coach. We have a coach in South Africa who we bring across, and then he trains us. He coaches us for our trips abroad. We get invited to the ICC T20 World Cup qualifiers. We haven't qualified yet, but here's fingers crossed and hopeful.
Yeah, but you've had some decent wins. I've been looking down at some of the results and statistics, and it seems like you guys can play.
Well, we can play. I mean, the very first time we competed internationally was 2012. And at that point, we were just people were just beginning to know where Saint Helena is and all about that. I mean, the number of times I've had to explain where Saint Helena is, what we do, and how we get there. And then we started turning heads. You know, we performed on that level to be able to compete at an international level. And now well, a lot of people say we punch above our weight, but I have every confidence that the international team that we have here is going places.
Is it the main sport that's played in St Helena? I know other places struggle. In fact, most countries struggle where they're competing against sports such as football or maybe rugby or something like that. How does cricket fare in St Helena?
So our most competitive sport, or our biggest competitor, are the footballers. It's football and cricket, which are the two main sports in St Helena. But we, again, like I say, we punch above our weight. There's more and more people getting interested in the cricket element of things. Unfortunately, we're having a bit of a problem of youngsters coming through the system. We don't have a junior tournament or junior league, and simply because we don't have enough juniors. I mean, St Helena is an aging population. We've got 4,000 people that live here. We have eight cricket teams, so that just tells you how far advanced we are in getting people to play cricket in St Helena. But there's also a downside, and that is numbers coming through to support St Helena going forward.
Well, I guess what you do is you try to encourage the growth of those clubs rather than trying to get more clubs playing. Just like you say, get junior sections, etc., etc. The other thing that I would want to ask you about is the logistics. We've already mentioned geographically where St Helena is, and you've got international status by the ICC. So travel must be an issue. We'll talk about the costs in a minute, but just it wasn't until fairly recently that there was an airport. They used to have to go by ship to go to matches before.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, the first time the team went away, the St Helena team went to South Africa. That was in 2012. At that time, there was just one ship serving the island. So it actually took the team 4 weeks, well, 5 weeks basically. But it was 4 weeks of travel or waiting and 1 week in the tournament. So it took 5 weeks. And most people couldn't afford to take that amount of time off work. People couldn't afford it financially. And then in 2016, 2017, we had an airport. And then the things started happening fast for us. So it's almost guaranteed every 2 years we go away and compete in the ICC T20 sub-regional qualifiers in Africa. And, it makes it easier for us. We go, we play the tournament, and the next weekend we're back. So, yes, having an airport has made a tremendous difference to St Helena cricket.
Tell me about the finances. I mean, every club, wherever in the world, over here in England, counties are constantly fighting battles with finances. How do you guys cope with the physical, financial cost of playing cricket?
Well, I mean, you've said it in one just earlier. We're affiliated to the ICC. If the ICC didn't give us a grant or a stipend every year, we would simply fail to exist. So they are doing what they say they're supposed to be doing, and that's growing the game. And they're actually growing the game in St Helena. Yes, we have to deliver on the ground, but they're financing a lot of things that we need to do. So let's have an example. Let's give you an example of how this works for us. The ICC gives us around $15,000 every year. Some of that money goes into capital expenditure for development of our cricket nets, for a mat for the cricket pitch, because we don't have a turf wicket. We play on a concrete pitch with a turf on it, with a mat on it. And then, so we spend some money on that, but the rest is put aside for our travel when we travel overseas. So ICC will pay for St Helena cricket to travel from St Helena to wherever the tournament is being held. They will also pay for our accommodation. Now, that's for the duration of the tournament. So if we say flights to St Helena is only on a Saturday. So we leave on a Saturday, the tournament does not start until the following Thursday. So we need to be there beforehand. So we now have 4 or 5 days that we need to live in South Africa. So we need to have funds for that. We play the tournament, and let's say the tournament finishes the following Monday. Now we've got from Monday up until Saturday to live until we get back to St Helena. So all those peripheral costs that we face, we have to fund that ourselves. So it is very, very difficult for us when it comes to going abroad like that. So yes, maybe in your 500,000 listeners that you have on Phoenix FM, there's somebody out there who wants to make a difference to some people in the world, and St Helena cricket would be one of it.
Yeah, I do have very altruistic listeners and followers. So, yes, I would encourage anyone. This is a really interesting project. You're still a British overseas territory, is that right? So, do you get government help as well?
Yes, so we are a British overseas territory, but the government help isn't directed at any sport. The British government help is to the St Helena government. So the St Helena government does contribute in terms of sponsorship. So if we're going away in a tournament, like the last tournament we went on in November last year, the St Helena government part sponsored the cricket kits for the players and the officials. So all of that has to be paid for as well.
So if people, and from what you're saying, this doesn't sound like massive heaps of money. I think it's one of those things where every little helps. What is the best way for anyone that's interested in helping? What is the best way to get in touch or start the ball rolling?
I'll pop you across my details, which you can probably elaborate a bit further in the program. But just get in touch with myself. I'm the president of the Cricket Association, and of course, we have all our emails. So it's my name, Derek.Richards at St Helena Cricket, one word, .org. So Derek.Richards at St Helena Cricket.org. That's my email address, and just pop us an email, and we'd be delighted to hear from you on that matter or any other matter for that matter. It's we're always interested to hear from anybody who got anything to offer us.
And of course, you've got you're on Facebook, and there's a website for the St Helena Cricket Association. So I would suggest that anyone that's interested, just even out of curiosity, go and have a look at the website. There's some really wonderful pictures of the team and everyone involved with the cricket down there. You're part of the African qualifying group of the T20, and I should suggest it's T20 that you play. You don't play any other formats. So just give me an idea of how. I mean, Africa is a pretty big place, and there are lots of countries that play cricket right across. So what's the furthest you might be expected to travel?
So it would only be in Africa. I mean, our last tournament was in Nigeria. Prior to that, we were in Rwanda. Prior to that, we were in Botswana. So it's Southern Africa as well. So like this weekend, I'm off to a conference, and that's in Tanzania. And these countries bid to either host the tournament or host the conference or such like, and then that's the way we move forward. So yeah, the furthest we've been as a team would have been Nigeria now, but then that's a mission to get there. It's like we flew from here to Johannesburg to Addis Ababa in Ethiopia and then to Nigeria. So it's yeah, it is quite a haul to get to and from these tournaments as well.
I mean, that's just the travel. I mean, the logistics. I mean, you mentioned earlier on about sort of having to stay in various venues, and it must be time consuming. But again, we go back to the expense of it all. So again, this is not cheap.
No, absolutely. It's not cheap at all. I mean, for St Helena to get, I mean, a flight from St Helena to Johannesburg and back again is around between 800 and £1,000. So all of a sudden, when you're taking 16 people to a tournament, that's £16,000 just to get to Johannesburg. Now you need to get from there to wherever else the tournament is being held. So it is quite expensive, yeah.
How are you getting on with sponsors and that side of things?
So we've done reasonably well. Like on Saint Helena, I've told you it's just 4,000 people.
Yeah.
So there's not much of an economy. We have like two or three big merchants or people or businesses with money, and they do contribute in a sense. So one tournament we went to, one of the local contractors, they decided they would pay for all of the food that we needed pre and post tournament. So any waiting time that we had, so like we had a week in Johannesburg, and then we had 4 more days in Johannesburg. That contractor paid for our food and beverages that we needed for that time. This last tournament, the government contributed towards the cost of our kit. We got a cricket supplier in South Africa to give us really good prices on our equipment and our clothing. So it's things like that. We do a lot of fundraising ourselves. We have an annual marathon, a half marathon across the island that is done on a sponsorship basis. So to take part, you must raise some money, and so that works as well. Our national team takes part in that. We have a cricket tournament in the UK in that we play a local team, a St Helenian team. So a part of our diaspora in the UK plays a local team in the UK as a fundraiser. So there's money coming that way. So it's not a lot of money, but of course it's every little helps, as we say.
Yeah, absolutely. So, do you have any when you're playing? Have you got any local rivals or any team that is a particular spicy fixture?
No, I mean all of the people that we play, we've never met before or anything like that. So bye, sweetie. That's fine. We haven't met before.
Yeah.
So we go away. So like we played in the last tournament, the likes of Nigeria, we hadn't seen them before. Botswana, I think Botswana was the first real cricket team that we bonded with. We're still waiting to get one over on Botswana, and we've come close the last couple of times. But you know, they're somebody that our players have made friends with, that we've been to their country, and they've also expressed an interest of coming to St Helena. So hopefully that's on the books as well.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic! And I guess the ultimate goal is getting to a T20 World Cup finals tournament.
Oh, that would be awesome. I spend many sleepless nights thinking about that, but it's one of those things. I mean, we listen. We do punch above our weight. We have some seriously good cricketers in our national team, and you know, hopefully, our problem is, Darren, is that we don't play enough cricket at that level to compete at that level. So I'll give you an example. We played in November now. Now we got an ICC ranking from November because we played 5 matches in that time. Now we'll come back to St Helena this year. There's nothing. We don't go away for a tournament or anything. So it then gives us a problem that we lose our ranking again. So we don't get back there
Yeah.
until the following year when we take part in a tournament again. So, you know, even if we raised enough money, say, to take our team to South Africa, and then we arrange other countries to come to South Africa, and we spend a week there playing cricket, bit of a bilateral or whatever. That way we maintain our ranking. That way our players have the opportunity to compete at that level with those cricketers, which will make us better. But at the moment, we've got 8 teams in St Helena. You'll find 3 of those teams have the top players. The other 5 teams are players of a lesser caliber, and I say that with all respect. But they're of a lesser caliber, and you'll find the top 3 teams, you know, kicking it out of the lower 5 teams, and then nobody develops. It's just you're just being the top dog again. And then when we take the players from those top 3 teams and take them to a tournament, they've got players who've been playing at that elite level for months and months and months, and we just do it. We coach, we train, and then we go and try to compete, and that is a big problem for us. So for us, I mean, the ultimate goal is, yes, to be present at a T20 World Cup, but our ultimate one of our goals should be to play more cricket at that level if we can afford it.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, if anyone, and I suggest everyone, just takes a look to start off with, and to pique your interest in this project. So the website is St Helena Cricket, all one word, .org. And you can take a good look at that. Give them a follow on Facebook. And if you want to get more interested, give me a shout. Get in touch with me at Phoenix. Or as Derek said, you can email him. Derek, give me your email address again.
Okay, it's Derek.Richards at sthelenacricket.org. St Helena Cricket is STHELENACRICKET. One word, sthelenacricket.org. And I mean, Derek is spelled with a DEREK, and Richards, RICHARDS. I mean, it's always difficult trying to copy something down from the radio, but I'm sure, Darren, like you said, if they get in touch with you, then it's all possible.
Yeah, and I'll put all the links and the addresses on the website and the social media. So hopefully we can help out in some small way. Before I let you go, I'm just looking around on your website, and I noticed the team. There's a few people with the surname Richards. There's yourself. There's another. There's a Cliff, and there was another one. I forgot his name. Are you all related? Can't be a coincidence, can it?
Okay, no, I know exactly what you mean. So there's a Dex.Richards.
Yeah, that's it.
Um, yeah, and then myself, Derek. We're not related. Dex was a former player of the national team. At the last tournament, well, last two tournaments now. Cliff Richards, he's my son, and he captained our national team at the last tournament in Nigeria. So Cliff and I are related, but we are not related to Dex.
Okay, that's cleared that one up. Derek, it's been a real pleasure to meet you and to talk to you. And I wish you all the best. We will do whatever we can to help you on your journey. And who knows where this could all end up. Fantastic chatting, and many thanks for your time.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I'm so delighted you found the time to have us on your show. Saint Helena is not just about cricket; it's my number one priority. But Saint Helena is a must go to. It should be on your bucket list, Darren. And again, just pop me. I mean, I'm in the tourism and hospitality industry on a personal level. Just pop me an email or anything, or leave something on our on our Facebook page, and we'll get back to you. But St Helena is a wonderful place to visit, and it should be on everybody's bucket list. But thank you very much, Darren. Thank you very much indeed.
Well, hopefully I will. Hopefully I'll get down there and enjoy a bit of St Helena hospitality and maybe even watch a bit of cricket.